Perez crossed the line with 8 seconds to go. It was tight, but he's going to get another lap as well.
Sargent improves to 14th. He's done all he can to try and improve at the same time that his teammate goes up to 4th place. Alex Albon isn't happy with the tyre wear, but over 1 lap that Williams is performing. Sainz goes to 3rd. We're on board with Lando Norris, currently in the drop zone, needs a lap. We've got both Saubers heading out in the first stage of qualifying. Bottas and Joe. Ricciardo finds the time that he needs. Perez in the drop zone needs a response, as does Lando Norris. So this is massive for the British driver now. Can the one-time Grand Prix winner find a way through at a track where he stood on the podium in the past? Gasly's gone to 7th. Norris comes across the line and he gets to 9th place. He finds a time as Alonso goes into the drop zone. He is in the pits. He is out along with Sargent and the 2 Saubers. So it's all about Sergio Perez now. He needs a lap to progress. Can he find the time? Oh, Perez goes over the line and he's out in Q1. He is out in the first part of qualifying. The Mexican driver is only half a second away from the benchmark time, but Formula One has never been closer. And the Red Bull is eliminated in the first part of qualifying for the first time this season. Alonso out, Sargent, Perez, Bottas and Joe out in the first part of qualifying.
Blocking.
Understood, okay.
Not much Hulkenberg's going to be saying about that one.
Here's Lance Stroll to the line. Can he get into the top 10? The answer is no. And he finds himself in 13th, out of time.
Ocon is pitting in the other Alpine, so Ocon's going to be in major trouble here.
Verstappen again, quickest in that first sector. Still the middle where he's struggling. But tidy in the final one, that's where he pulled the pole last year. Risked all and won through.
And in a similar part of the circuit, Lewis Hamilton was really pushing on the exit of the swimming pool. And before you know it, before we've even told you about that, he's over the line to complete the lap and improve up to 6th position. Daniel Ricciardo, Pierre Gasly, they're the question marks that we've got now. Ocon in the pits, he is done. Can anyone displace him? No. Ricciardo gets up to 13th. What about the second Alpine? Gasly aiming for the top 10 in qualifying for the first time this year. And that's the lap that knocks out his teammate. Ocon losing out. Tsunoda, well, he knew he was the driver at risk, but it's worked out for him. No one else on a personal best behind. And Yuki Tsunoda, for the 2nd year in a row, will make it to the top 10 shootout. His teammate is out, and Alex Albon's going to get there as well for the first time this season.
So we are P5.
Let's go! Let's go!
Fine margins in the end, only 0.06 of a second between Albon progressing and Ocon going out. Hamilton and Albon currently on the board. We've had a lap time deleted for Sainz, but that's just positional. Right, what can Leclerc do? He's not ahead of... He is now. Wow, what a final sector. I was going to say, middle part of the lap, he was not ahead of Hamilton. He did it at the end.
Yeah, his middle part was all right. Piastri's actually going quicker. The commitment that he had into back was a lot. Leclerc is turning it up now to try and find that bit more. Piastri's come through and hasn't beaten him over the lap, even though he was quicker in the middle sector. Sainz 1/4 of a second down.
Okay, Leclerc, Piastri, Norris, the top 3. These first runs to set the grid for the Monaco Grand Prix in the top 10. Where does Sainz go in comparison to his teammate? It's ahead of his old teammate Lando Norris. It is Ferrari, McLaren, Leclerc, Piastri, Sainz and Norris. We've yet to see a full flying lap from Max Verstappen. We're on board with George Russell out of the final corner of the racetrack, going for the line. And where does Russell go? Ahead of Norris, up to 4th. Verstappen needs to respond.
His first sector has always been dynamite in qualifying, and it's there again, but he's lost a bit in the middle, flashes it into the final sector, is neck and neck.
But that is close enough. That is where he needs to be. It's only half a tenth between Verstappen and Leclerc at that stage. How much is he willing to risk? DC takes a step back in the commentary box because Verstappen's going to the line, and it's 3rd position. Big improvements out there for everyone in the field. George Russell's done the fastest first sector of the entire session so far. Hamilton trying to break into the top 5. That will be the aim for him. Around the 19th and final corner, named for Anthony Nogue, the driver and man who came up with the idea of coming up with a race in Monaco, and its improvement to 4th place for Lewis Hamilton. But Russell has been the lead Mercedes on the grid so many times this year. He's trying to make it 7-1 in the head-to-head. A minute to go. Russell comes across the line. Where does he go? Up to 3rd.
Leclerc and Piastri are on their laps right now, and Leclerc is slower than Piastri by nearly a tenth in the first sector. They are 1 and 2, less than half a tenth separating them, and they are neck and neck on this lap. And Verstappen says he's touched the wall.
Verstappen hits the wall. It could be a new contender at the front of the field, up against the home favourite. This is Charles Leclerc chasing pole position number 3 on home territory. He's trying to take it away as he comes across the line. He's up against Oscar Piastri, who's had an ordinary middle sector, but the crowd are roaring in Monaco because Charles Leclerc has got there. He's managed to extend his time at the front of the field. Piastri fights back, and he's a tenth and a half away.
And Verstappen's bailed out. There's chances now for Norris and for Sainz as well to get in the mix.
Sainz and Norris trying to respond to their teammates' effort. Carlos Sainz across the line, up to 3rd position in the Ferrari. Does Norris have a response to the home hero? He's into 4th position. Max Verstappen on pole here last year. He's still carrying on, but Verstappen has had to bail out of it. Yeah, he's bailed out of the lap. He's done. He's not a contender. The man who's been on pole position for every single Grand Prix this year is 6th in Monaco, and it's time to listen to the cheers and the applause, because the hot favourite for pole has delivered at home. Charles Leclerc, for the 3rd time in his Formula One career, will start from the very front of the field.
So did he hit the wall at the first corner on the outside? Sandoval, big braking. Oh, the back's gone.
Hit the wall. Oh man, this car is so slippery.
Okay, Roger.
Well, he risked all, and he had to, but on this occasion, it was just a step too far.
Yeah, no damage, but more than a glancing blow there. Just completely hampered his exit, and that was it for Verstappen.
Well, a brilliant qualifying session. Charles Leclerc living up to the billing as the hot favourite, taking his 3rd pole at home and his 24th all-time in Formula One.